Tonight on Elon Local News.
The Speaker's Corner sparks discussion of heavy topics.
All of Elon's milk comes from one local farm. We have all you need to know about the process.
Elon a cappella group Twisted Measure sits down with us live to talk about changes to their tradition of performing barefoot.
Those stories and more.
Elon Local News starts now.
Live from the Jane and Brian Williams studio at Elon University School of Communications, you are watching Elon Local News.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us for Elon Local News. I'm Anjolina Fantaroni.
And I'm Fiona McAllister. A wave of protests about the war in Gaza have been occurring at several universities such as Columbia, UT Austin, Emory, and Virginia Tech. Students have been arrested at many universities across the country. But here at Elon, it's been relatively quiet. Scott Katz, a Jewish student at Elon, says the university is a place with less hate.
Elon felt like camp. Elon felt like home. And we call it Camp Elon. It's perfect. It is. It's Camp Elon. It's our little bubble where we're just, for the most part, happy and positive, and we don't hate. We don't fall into these negatives of a lot of the world, and what's happening overseas is awful.
Elon encourages ongoing intellectual engagement through discussion and debate. I have more on what this means to students on campus and our campus's political activity.
When it comes to political activity on campus, Elon sophomore Noel Vaught finds people at Elon are, quote, politically sleepwalking. Vaught stood at the Speaker's Corner, a place for student activism right outside of the Mosley Center, holding an upside-down American flag written with the words, "There is no flag large enough to cover up the shame of killing innocent people." Vaught said that her biggest reason for this protest was because of America's involvement in the war in the Middle East. Spreading her own opinions is something very important to Vaught, as she wanted to be the one to get the ball rolling when it comes to political activity on campus.
I feel like students here aren't politically active enough. I don't think that students here, partially due to it being such a small school, are brave enough, to express how they feel.
The First Amendment is something Vaught appreciates despite certain oppositions.
I would not say that I'm a very patriotic person. I feel like that's pretty obvious, But the one thing I do appreciate about this country is that we, at the very least, for now, have freedom of speech here.
Like Vaught, Elon's sophomore test trainer finds the war in the Middle East a topic in need of being discussed. Elon's annual Earth Week festival hosted a table that was in support of environmental justice in Palestine by the Students for Peace and Social Justice. Trainer, being a part of this table, wants to raise awareness about issues around the globe and finds Elon a place where they feel free to do so.
The Elon administration wants us to have a voice, even if that voice may be controversial or a bit sensitive.
Elon senior Nazim Shokri finds it important to be able to keep a broad mind when it comes to reasoning from an educational standpoint.
I think it's really important in an academic environment to keep an open mind and be open to having your opinions challenged. So I hope that our table brings awareness to the situation and also challenges other people to challenge their views.
Alongside Shokri, Professor of Sociology Thomas Arcaro wants to speak for the environment, where he finds boundaries do not exist when it comes to threatening ecological matters.
We all live on one planet, and there is no international boundary cutting off this country from that country when it comes to the environmental crises.
Protest, peace and justice, and the Palestinian environmental crisis can be roped onto Elon's campus one way or another.
Political activity is something students are encouraged to take part in while being within the university guidelines.
The long lines did not stop the Elon community from attending EarthFest, hosted by Elon Dining in the Office of Sustainability. I caught up with students there celebrating Earth Week. With 9 vendors and plenty of food, the walkway between Global Neighborhood and Lake Marynell was packed with community, smiles, live music, and even cows. EarthFest is an annual event which showcases the food in Elon's dining halls and where it comes from. Junior Ella Casera says she comes to EarthFest every year and loves that the students get a chance to see the cows and where the Elon dairy products come from.
I love them. I think they're so adorable to hang out with and take pictures with, and I love sharing it around and all that stuff.
Freshman Eden Perry says the event is one of the biggest she's seen at Elon. She said she was happy to see so many students attend the event.
I really like it. I'm really excited to continue having the tradition. I have a senior friend, she was it's her favorite event, and so I'm really happy to probably make it one of mine too of the year.
Yeah.
However, both Kusera and Perry were surprised at the fact that Pearl the cow and her calf, Persimmon, were positioned next to the hamburger slider food tent.
And I was like, that's really insensitive. And so I feel bad. I think the cow should be moved out more.
I was like, I feel a little bit, I definitely thought it was an interesting choice. I don't know if maybe that was on purpose.
Despite the controversial setup, EarthFest was a busy event with many ways to show Elon's appreciation for the food provided every day.
Cheers.
To learn more about the resources and vendors at EarthFest, visit our website, elonnewsnetwork.com.
Tomorrow is the Spring Undergraduate Research Forum, also known as Surf Day. This is an opportunity for students to showcase their undergraduate research, which they've completed during their time at Elon. According to the university's strategic plan for 2030, known as Boldly Elon, hopes this event will grow to 100% graduation participation.
Up next, a new Elon Club teaches students about the powers of AI.
And two special guests join us live after the break.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Hamilton was adopted from a rescue in 2008. He really likes to be around people. And as soon as I start to make my breakfast, Hamilton is right there. I get out my mat and I'm doing a downward dog and he's underneath. He's quite the pug about town. He gets invited to a lot of parties. He knows he's a pretty big deal. I mean, look at this little face. How could you not love him?
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
You're watching Elon Local News.
The new Elon Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technology Club hosts events to help students understand AI. Our Kathan Gandhi has more.
In a world where technology is changing daily, there seems to be one innovation impacting workplaces more than anything else: artificial intelligence. Many are scared about how AI will change the working world. Instead of being intimidated by the future with AI, the Elon Artificial Intelligence and Emerging Technologies Club, more commonly known as the AI and ET Club, has decided to embrace it. Elon professor and club sponsor Dr. Thibaut Marillin thinks AI can benefit students.
There are actually quite a few things you can do with AI and AI-related tools if you're familiar with them. And so, to me, it seems that instead of trying to oppose yourself to your wave, right, when you see this metaphor of got the tsunami, let's try to ride it.
Recognizing the importance of understanding AI for the future, the AI and ET Club was founded last semester. President Joshua Mason hopes to create a space where students can learn how to use AI purposefully to benefit the Elon community.
What I'm looking to do, and a lot of the other club members are look for needs in the local community, whether that be like the school system or nonprofits or just like, you know, just other things in the area that could benefit by using AI.
In last Friday's meeting, the club discussed the basics of AI art generators in a competition to see who could create the coolest image. Dr. Marilyn says these types of exercises are important to expose students to the powers of AI, and the different skills and perspectives students come in with is what makes the club so special.
That's what I think, college is made for, right? It's like have lots of different folks with lots of different backgrounds, all getting at it, providing, some just bringing their own thing to the whole endeavor, bringing their own perspective, and I think it's amazing.
Kathan Gandhi, Elon Local News.
The Elon AI and ET Club are hosting more events this semester at 3:30 on Fridays, including a hackathon later this semester.
Both this weekend and last, fraternities at Elon have gone away for a beach trip called Banquet. Last year, on a similar beach trip in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. An Elon student on the club baseball team, Jackson Yell, was killed in a hit and run. This year, some fraternities are choosing to make changes due to the death last year, and club baseball will not be going back this year. Only one of the 8 fraternities at Elon have chosen to change location in order to ensure safety. And 5 of the 7 fraternities that responded to comment implemented new protocols, such as a buddy system, emergency training through Elon, an emergency contact sheet, sober monitor systems, and staying at their resorts. 2 of the 7 fraternities have not implemented any changes.
Several Instagram posts confused the Elon community this week. I have the story of why this mystery is so important. Twisted Measure, Elon's oldest all-gender a cappella group, was founded in 1999. One of their original members had an interesting tradition: to walk around campus barefoot. Since then, the group has performed their concerts without wearing shoes. Junior Casey Goldman, one of Twisted Measure's public relation chairs, joined Twisted Measure in her sophomore fall. She says that the barefoot tradition sets Twisted Measure apart from other groups.
And it's one of those things where it's like, if it were me only, I'd be like, this is crazy. But when I'm with them, there's something about it where it's just like, this is us, and it's silly, but we're owning it, and we're all doing it together. So
in the past week, Twisted Measure has posted Instagram videos and graphics stating that the tradition has ended, and they will be wearing shoes for their upcoming 25th anniversary concert. The post received a lot of attention, with several alumni and audience members eager to know if the news was true. Goldman says the reactions were very unexpected.
on one hand, we were like, we had no idea that you guys cared as much as we did about the whole bare feet thing. And on the other hand, it was like, oh my gosh, people care about the bare feet thing. But yeah, it's been a storm since, in the best way.
Another PR chair for the group, senior Julia Johnson, says that the posts have left viewers confused.
This is our most liked post in recent memory, and we actually ended up having to send a apology letter of sorts, but really just kind of an informational letter to our alumni.
Although Twisted Measure has not announced the truth just yet, Johnson says that she believes 90% of viewers think it's false, but 10% are still holding on hope that the group will perform barefoot. Well, Mason and Colby, thank you guys so much for joining us today on Elon Local News.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here.
Now, I bet that a lot of viewers and myself are actually wondering, what is the truth?
Well, a lot of people have wondered that, and we've been receiving a lot of questions, and a lot of people have been confused. We've been playing into it a little bit, but we're here today to set the record straight. And if you can see our feet, you'll see that they are, in fact, barefoot. For this 25th concert, we wanted to uphold our tradition, right?
Yeah. Now is like the most important time than ever to be barefoot. So this was all just part of our theme, which is based on Back to the Future. And if you want to see like how this all came to be, make sure to come to our concert. We'll explain it all then.
Now, what was the story that you were telling people when they asked?
So we actually had all the PR people. So I'm the concert chair, so I'm in charge of basically bringing the concert together a little bit. And then we had our PR and Mason sit down in a room, and we wrote down on a whiteboard what story we're trying to tell with this thing. So pretty much what we told the group to tell people was that one of our freshmen, Graham, had injured his foot while rehearsing one day, and that Mason, being the dictator that he is, decided to pretty much outlaw bare feet, and we were going to have to make a change because Elon University was coming down on us.
Well, we're all really excited that you guys will be performing barefoot this concert. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Elon Local News.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you.
Up next, I'll have your Phoenix 5-day forecast, plus what the smoke behind us on campus means for you in the few hours ahead.
Yeah, so much for having us.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
Doesn't see race. Love is love.
Hey, you.
Yeah, you. Getting that college education? What are you gonna do? Graduate and take some office job? Be like everybody else? Or will you dare do something different? Like be a teacher. You could be my teacher. You got the skills. The smarts? Yes, you. You could be the teacher I never forget. That'd be cool. Does that corporate job even have recess? What are you gonna make of yourself?
What are you gonna make of me?
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right.
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home.
I blew on him.
Joining us now for a live look at the weather is our Michael Wolff. What's it looking like this week, Michael?
Well, thank you, Fiona. Just about an hour ago, Elon University Police Chief Joe Lemire sent out a statement that said smoky conditions on campus from a controlled burn in another county could linger over the next couple of hours, but are no cause for serious concern. Those should dissipate in the near future. If you're specifically suffering from symptoms from that, be sure to close those windows and vents. And it's looking like we'll have some warmer temperatures in the future, along with some potential rain in the week ahead. So let's take a look at your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Tomorrow, your high 82 degrees. On Wednesday, the sun should stick around, but so should that rain, at least in some spots. And now we'll look ahead to the second half of the week into your weekend. And I'm happy to report that at least on the temperature front, it's starting to feel like summer. On Thursday, we warm up to a high of 85. But that precipitation from the current system lingering in the southeast sticks around, with showers to be expected in the morning. Friday looks like an absolutely gorgeous day, your high 85. Real feels reaching the lower 90s. On Saturday, the sun goes away as we cool off a bit back down to 81, with showers to be expected on the earlier sides of things, your low 61 degrees. That's all for your Phoenix 5-day forecast. Fiona, Anjolina, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
Thank you so much for that update, Michael.
The 5th annual Maker Takeover is this Wednesday, May 1st from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. in the Mosley Student Center. Hosted by Elon's Maker Hub, the takeover will celebrate student-made projects and gives the opportunity to create projects of your own, all while enjoying ice cream. For the first time this year, the Maker Hub is hosting adulting workshops, which students can participate in before the Maker Takeover on Wednesday. Adulting workshops will include lawn care, painting walls like a pro, and basic plumbing. Over 40 student-made projects will be displayed at the takeover, including a DIY claw game, a handmade boom box, and much more. At the events, students will be able to make their own t-shirts, stickers, buttons, and paint by numbers. For more information, go to the Maker Hub's website.
For the first time since 2017, the Elon's women's lacrosse team is headed to the Coastal Athletic Association Championship Tournament. Traveling to Maryland, the team won 12-11 in overtime against Towson University on Saturday. 58 seconds into overtime, Elon Jr. Sammy Fisher scored the game-winning goal, sending the Elon's women's lacrosse team to the playoffs. Elon and Towson both came to the game tied in the league standings at 4th place. The game had a season record with 9 assists on the total 12 goals, the most assists in a game since 2021. The Phoenix are now preparing to compete against Stony Brook University in the semifinals at noon on Thursday in New York.
All the milk at Elon comes from one local farm. Our Rachel Holley has more on the farm and how the milk gets to campus.
Randy Lewis, owner of Ranloo Dairy Farm, is the third generation in the Lewis family to produce dairy products on a small farm in Eli Whitney, North Carolina.
Dairy is kind of the family business, and I learned this from my grandmother. My grandmother was kind of a feminist pioneer in a way. Her husband died very young, and she ran the dairy herself 20 years after he died.
The farm produces dairy products such as whole milk, chocolate milk, buttermilk, soft serve ice cream, and seasonally has eggnog. These products are transferred to local places such as Elon University. Lewis keeps his business small but mighty.
50 years ago, there were probably 80 grade A dairies in Alamance County, and I'm the last one. There's none left.
Lewis says that keeping it small and having passion is what has helped keep up his business these past 50 years.
This is all I've ever wanted to do. All I ever wanted to do is milk cows. So
the milk process starts here. Then the cows get milked. That milk goes into the cooling tank, then into the 500-gallon pasteurizer. The milk then gets pumped, hand packaged, and eventually is transferred into our dining halls. The Ranloo Dairy Farm produces cream top milk, and unlike most commercial milk, it's non-homogenized. This way, the natural fat of the milk is easier for humans to digest, making it much easier on the stomach and better for all to enjoy. Rachel Holley, Elon Local News.
Ranloo dairy products can be found in all 3 dining halls across campus.
Next, a farmer's market feature with tastes from Argentina.
And our Mackenzie Cruz joins us in studio for our weekly social media recap.
Shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mind. This is it. First impression. My way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Open road, here comes the Heffley family.
Whether it's a short trip or a long haul.
Estimated time, 47 hours.
They will beg.
You're hungry? I'm happy to provide.
They will plead.
Deep fried butter on a stick.
But whatever you do, don't wimp out.
Now you're talking.
Make them buckle up.
He can't hurt.
Remember, safety first. Cheese curls, second.
Are you orange?
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right. Because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign. Not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're watching Elon Local News.
A small business at Elon's Farmers Market will bring a taste of Argentina to your table. Our Brianne Howden has the story.
The Elon Farmers Market brings the community of Elon together every Thursday from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in the Elon Community Church parking lot. Over 20 small businesses gather to share their farm fresh and homemade food, unique artisan crafts, and community connections. Fabian Lahan, owner of Pine Mount Provisions, launched his small business at Elon's Farmers Market in 2008 through the Elon Community Church, and the business has been growing ever since. His secret ingredient? It's a genuine love for sharing homemade goodness with others.
Customers that they come back every weekend. We are doing the Winston-Salem Farmers Market since forever. We started this market in 2008 with my wife, with the help of the Green Church Committee at the church, and then start growing.
Luan's journey began with a longing for the flavor of home and a passion for good food. He moved from Argentina to the States in search of new opportunities. Missing the fresh bread that was a staple in his life, Luan and his wife embarked on a baking adventure, bringing the taste of home to their new community.
We start making stuff to sell in the farmers markets. We start with some jellies, and then we became bakers, and we baked for a long time. Then we decided to do something different, so we started making cheese with raw cow's milk for a long time. Then we moved to the mountain, so we quit doing that. And in Virginia, we have a source of peanuts, so we started making peanut butter. And now, since last year, we are doing frozen pasta.
From humble beginnings of making jellies and baking bread, their business grew into a success. Luan sells his peanut butter and frozen pasta at Elon Farmers Market, bringing a touch of Argentina to your plate. Brianne Howden, Elon Local News.
Piedmont Provisions will be at the Farmers Market this Thursday from 3 to 6 p.m.
Tennis, football, and Latin music this week was buzzing on social media. Our Mackenzie Cruz is here in the studio with our recap.
Thank you, Anjolina and Fiona. Time to hit the courts. The tennis film Challengers premiered Friday, April 26th, featuring Zendaya, Mike Feist, and Josh O'Connor. Zendaya's character Tashi is a tennis prodigy turned coach after a major knee injury. Feist's character Art and O'Connor's character Patrick are best friends and former doubles partners, and the three of them are stuck in a toxic love triangle. Directed by Luca Guadagnino, Challengers has been met with very positive reviews, saying the film, along with its techno soundtrack, was thrilling. The 2024 NFL Draft was this past week, from April 25th to the 27th. The draft was held at Campbell's Marcius Park and Hart Plaza in Detroit, Michigan. 257 football players were chosen during the 7-round draft. 9 were from North Carolina, including quarterback Drake May of UNC. May was the 3rd overall pick and chosen by the New England Patriots. Some surprises include 2 draft records. The first 14 players chosen were offensive, and 6 quarterbacks were picked in round 1 alone. Probably the biggest surprise of the draft was the Atlanta Falcons picking quarterback Michael Penix Jr., even though they just signed a 4-year deal with Minnesota Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. The 2024 Latin American Music Awards were held on Friday, April 26th at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. It was co-hosted by Becky G, Talia, Alejandra Espinosa, and Carlos Ponce. The Latin AMAs were buzzing with performances by Peso Pluma, Mark Anthony, and many more. Karol G took home Artist of the Year among 5 other awards, including Song and Album of the Year. That's all we have for social media. Now back to you at the desk.
Well, that's all the news we have for you this evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Head over to our website, elonnewsnetwork.com, for stories, sports, and more.
And make sure to follow us on social media at Elon News Network.
Have a great night, Elon.